Imagine losing your father, arriving at a crumbling mansion full of secrets, and then discovering that an ancient curse is counting down and you are the only one who can stop it. That's exactly the impossible situation a young girl named Maria finds herself in. And trust me, before this story is over, she will face criminals, a dungeon, a dying lion, and a cliff-edge sacrifice that will leave your jaw on the floor. This is the secret of Moonacre, and it is far more incredible than you think. At the beginning of the movie, we are introduced to Maria in one of the saddest moments of her young life. She is standing in a London cemetery, surrounded by family, watching her father being laid to rest. It's gray, it's cold, and the grief in the air is almost unbearable. But here's the thing, even in the middle of that funeral, Maria gets a feeling she simply cannot shake. The sense that someone is watching her. She turns, scans the crowd, and spots a shadowy figure lurking in the distance. But the moment she blinks, gone. Just like that. Now, after the funeral, it's time to hear the will. Most children in Maria's position would be hoping for financial security, a family home, something to hold on to. But what Maria actually receives stops everyone in the room cold. No money, no property, just a book. An enormous, ancient, leather-bound book. That's the entire inheritance. No explanation. No note. Just this mysterious old tome. Back home, Maria's loyal guardian, Miss Lavandisa, tries to comfort her. But Maria isn't looking for comfort. She's looking for answers. So she sits down and opens the book. And that is the moment everything changes. The book is called The Ancient Chronicles of Moonacre Valley, and from the very first page, it pulls Maria and us into a world that feels almost too magical to be real. We are taken hundreds of years into the past to a breathtaking valley filled with nature, beauty, and wonder. On a moonlit beach, a young girl walks alone. She has no title, no crown, no army. But she has something rarer, a heart so pure that nature itself responds to her presence. And one extraordinary night, the moon does something that has never happened before or since. It gifts her pearls. Radiant, glowing, impossibly powerful pearls. From that night forward, she becomes known as the Moon Princess. For a while, everything in Moonacre Valley is perfect. Two great families live side by side in harmony. They celebrate this bond with a wedding between their children, and the gifts exchanged are unlike anything you've ever heard. One family presents a black lion, fierce, loyal, and magnificent. The other responds with a unicorn, pure and magical, described as the only creature worthy enough to stand beside the Moon Princess herself. It sounds like a fairy tale, and for a moment, it is. But then the Moon Princess makes a decision that changes everything. She reveals her pearls to both families. She tells them the truth that these pearls hold the power to grant any wish, good or evil, any wish at all. And you can probably guess what happens next. Before Maria can read another word, she notices something strange. Reading the story is making her feel odd, almost like the book is doing something to her. Shaken, she closes it. She'll come back to it later. But deep down, something has already shifted. The next day, Maria's world turns upside down again. With her father gone and debts left behind, she has no choice but to pack her things and travel to the countryside to live with her uncle. It's not the life she imagined. But just as she's saying her tearful goodbyes, Miss Lavandisa steps forward with one of the most touching moments in the film. She made a promise to Maria's mother long ago to always protect her daughter. And she intends to keep it. She is going with Maria. No argument. The journey to the countryside is, to put it gently, awful. The roads are rough, the carriage is uncomfortable, and by the time they finally reach a massive iron gate at the edge of an estate, both women are exhausted. The coachman climbs down to find the key, and while his back is turned, boom, a group of dangerous men attack the carriage. They grab at the doors, they shout, they try to drag Maria and Lavandisa out. But here's what they didn't count on. These two women fight back immediately, with zero hesitation, and knock the attackers flat. The coachman finally gets the gate open, turns around, and sees absolutely nothing unusual. He drives through without a clue. They have arrived at the mansion, and waiting at the entrance is a man named Benjamin, calm and composed, who welcomes them inside. But the very first thing Maria notices is a dog huge, fierce, and positioned right next to the fireplace like a guardian of some kind. Benjamin introduces him as Rufus, and says casually that he attacks strangers on sight. Then, almost as an afterthought, he adds that since Maria is family, Rufus probably won't hurt her. Not exactly the warmest welcome. Benjamin gives them a tour, and we learn that Lavandisa's room is on the far end of the house, while Maria will be staying alone in a tower room. Maria doesn't complain, but when she actually sees the room dusty, cold, clearly untouched for years, her heart sinks a little, until she notices something. A small door. Hidden in the wall, she pushes it open and finds a secret room on the other side. Warm, glowing, beautifully decorated, with a small fire already burning as if it had been waiting for her. It's the first magical moment of her life at the mansion, and it won't be the last. The next morning, Benjamin spots the book Maria is carrying. He recognizes it immediately, and then he does something that absolutely infuriates her. He takes it, just like that. He says it belongs to the mansion. Maria goes straight to Lavandisa to complain, but Lavandisa urges patience. At breakfast, Maria finally meets her uncle face to face. He is not warm. He is not welcoming. When Lavandisa tries to make polite conversation, he shuts it down instantly, no talking at meals. But Maria is not the type to stay quiet. She asks him directly why he brought her here. His answer is brutal. He says her father was a man full of failures, that he died drowning in debt, and that taking care of Maria is simply his obligation. Maria demands he take those words back. He refuses. He even goes further, calling her father weak. It's a deeply hurtful moment, and it sets the tone for their complicated relationship. Over the next few days, Maria begins exploring the estate. She finds a covered piano in one of the rooms and notices it seems to be playing entirely on its own. She sits down and plays along, lost in the moment until Benjamin appears and redirects her outside to meet her new horse. During a visit to the nearby village, he gives her a very specific warning before leaving her alone. She can walk anywhere in Moonacre Valley, but she must never enter the forest. The second he's gone, what does Maria do? She walks directly into the forest. Inside, she discovers a rabbit caught in a cruel snare. She kneels down to free it, and that's when the Noir clan appears, a group of dangerous criminals who surround her instantly. Things are looking very bad, but then a shriek from above, a black eagle circles overhead, and from out of nowhere, Rufus comes crashing through the trees. He lunges at the attackers with terrifying force, and just like that, the criminals scatter. Maria thanks Rufus with genuine relief, frees the rabbit, and decides to keep it. She names it Serena. That night, through her window, Maria witnesses something that makes her breath catch, a glowing, spirit-like white horse moving silently through the garden below. Then directly above her room, a shooting star streaks across the sky. She knows something bigger is happening. She confronts her uncle, demanding answers. He walks away. She follows him, pushing harder, and then the last thing she expects happens. Benjamin breaks down crying. He begs her to stop asking questions. Something is clearly tearing him apart inside. Later, while following Rufus through the hallway, Maria passes a mirror, and the reflection stops her cold. Rufus doesn't look like a dog in the glass. He looks like a massive black lion. The exact lion from the story in her book. Frightened but determined, she keeps following him, and he leads her to the kitchen where she meets Marmaduke, the mansion's mysterious chef. He moves impossibly fast, appearing and disappearing like a ghost. When Maria demands to know what's going on, he gives her 3 words. Magic has returned. Then he tells her to finish reading the book and reveals that it's hidden in the library. Maria finds it and reads the rest of the ancient story. Here's what she learns. After the Moon Princess revealed the power of her pearls, both patriarchs of the 2 families were consumed by greed. They wanted the pearls for themselves. The princess pleaded with them. They didn't listen. A terrible fight broke out. And the Moon Princess, devastated by their betrayal, unleashed a curse on the entire valley. She declared that greed would be punished, that the valley would suffer, and that after exactly 5,000 moons, one final person would arrive. If that person failed to break the curse, Moonacre Valley would be swallowed in eternal darkness forever. After speaking these words, the pearls vanished, and nobody ever found them again. Maria runs to Marmaduke in a panic. He confirms every word is true. He tells her a new Moon Princess can end all of this, but only if she returns the pearls to nature and unites the 2 families. It's too much. Maria tells him to stop. She runs. That night she has nightmares. By morning she has made a decision. She is leaving. But fate has other plans. Instead of reaching the gate, Maria ends up in the forest again. This time, a mysterious voice calls her name. She follows it without thinking, and then she sees her. The Moon Princess, standing right in front of her. The same woman from the story in the book, alive and present in the forest. The woman introduces herself as Loveday and shows Maria a terrifying vision, the moon itself crashing into the earth, destroying everything, an apocalypse. Then she reveals something devastating. Maria's father knew about the curse. He had tried to find a way out, but couldn't. He sent Maria to Moonacre Valley for a reason. This is where she belongs. This is what she was born to do. Loveday confirms the only way to save the valley is to recover the moon pearls. And Maria, sharp as ever, suddenly remembers the strange object attached to her father's book. She examines it. Her eyes go wide. It's a key. It's been in her hands all along. They make their way toward the Noir clan's castle, but when they get close, Loveday freezes. She refuses to go further and disappears, leaving Maria completely alone. Now does Maria turn back? Absolutely not. She sneaks through the castle, avoiding every guard until she's caught. A soldier drags her before William de Noir himself, the lord of the Noir clan and the man connected to the Black Eagle. He takes the key from her. Maria accuses him of stealing the pearls. But William doesn't react the way she expects. He takes her to a monument of his ancestor and shows her the vault. It's empty. It has always been empty. According to the Noir family, the other side has had the pearls all along. And when the 5,000th moon rises, and it's rising soon, the truth will come out and they will take their revenge. Robin, the young Noir son, locks Maria in a dungeon and taunts her. She responds by kicking him exactly where it hurts most. He is not laughing anymore. She's thrown in a cell. In the dark of the dungeon, Maria sees something faintly glowing on the wall, the white horse again, shimmering like a sign. She makes her move. She starts climbing toward a high window. Her dress gets caught. A guard enters to investigate. Maria uses the distraction perfectly the moment he's close. She bolts past him and sprints through the castle. William sends soldiers after her, but they underestimate her. They assume she won't go into the deep forest. They go the wrong way. She escapes. Rufus appears in the trees and guides her safely home. Back at the mansion, Benjamin scolds her. Maria fires back that he is not her father. The words hit him harder than she intended, and he genuinely apologizes. Loveday returns and offers Maria the original dress of the Moon Princess as a symbol of who she truly is. Together they play the piano in the old room, and through a mirror, Maria witnesses a vision from the past. She sees Loveday and Benjamin, young and in love, and then she understands the full truth. Loveday is from the Noir family. Their love was destroyed by the same hatred that has poisoned the valley for generations. Benjamin, realizing Maria now knows everything, erupts in anger, breaks things, and accuses Loveday of treachery. She leaves, heartbroken, again. Now every second counts. Maria gathers Lavandisa, Marmaduke, and the butler Pierre around a portrait of the Moon Princess. As they study it together, the painting shifts, revealing that the pearls are hidden somewhere deep in the forest. Maria rides out immediately, with Serena beside her. In the forest, she encounters Robin, but this time, she has set a trap. She catches him, but instead of revenge, she frees him. She explains the curse, the real history, the stakes. For the first time, Robin actually listens. He agrees to help. Together, they move deeper into the forest. Robin creates a false trail to mislead the Noir soldiers. They press forward. But then disaster strikes twice in quick succession. Rufus disappears into a hidden trap. Robin is seized by soldiers. Maria is alone again, surrounded by danger. She sees the glowing white horse and follows it, and it leads her directly to the cave where the pearls are hidden. But just as she reaches them, William appears. Robin hears her cry out. He fights free, armed with a dagger, and reaches her in time. They grab the pearls and race out of the cave. Behind them, Rufus breaks free from the trap and fights off the soldiers, but an arrow finds him. Robin hears it. They can't stop. They keep running. They emerge onto the cliff top, the same ancient place where the wedding once happened, where it all began. The 5,000th moon is rising, full and brilliant, above the sea. Benjamin arrives with Pierre and Marmaduke. William arrives with his men. Both sides face each other, hatred burning in their eyes. Maria stands between them and speaks the truth out loud. All of this, every death, every loss, every ruined life, came from greed, from choosing power over people. Neither side moves. Loveday tries, still nothing. And then Maria realizes something important. Waiting for someone else to go first is exactly how the curse has survived this long. Someone has to break the cycle. She walks to the edge of the cliff and throws the pearls into the ocean. They come back to her. She throws them again. They return. Over and over, the pearls refuse to leave her. And then they do something extraordinary. They attach themselves to her dress. She stands at the edge, looks down at the dark water far below, and understands. This isn't about throwing the pearls. The pearls need her to let go entirely. She jumps. The entire clifftop erupts in screams. No one saw it coming. Maria sinks into the cold black water, the pearls pulling free from her dress and dissolving into the sea. She sinks deeper. Her strength fades. It looks like the end. And then the moon answers. A wave of pure light radiates across the valley. A massive surge of ocean rises. And inside the wave, moving through the white foam like something from a dream, are horses. White horses, carrying Maria back to the surface. She is alive. She is riding on the back of a unicorn, being brought safely to shore. The cliff erupts in relief and disbelief. Far away in the forest, something stirs. Rufus rises. And now finally, the truth is visible. He was never just a dog. He is the black lion of the ancient story, restored. He runs back to Maria. Benjamin pulls Maria into his arms. He turns to Loveday and does something he hasn't been able to do in years. He apologizes. Truly. Completely. But the piece isn't quite finished yet. The soldier who shot Rufus makes one final attempt to attack Maria. Before anyone else can react, Lavandisa steps forward and knocks him flat with her umbrella. One swing, done. Maria laughs and holds her tight. On the clifftop, both families stand side by side for the first time in centuries. The hatred is gone. The curse is lifted. The valley breathes again. And that is the full story of The Secret of Moonacre, a movie about greed, sacrifice, ancient curses, and one incredibly brave girl who chose to jump off a cliff so an entire valley could finally heal. So what do you think about The Secret of Moonacre? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing movie stories. See you in the next one.